What is going on, everyone? It is Tyler McKinney back here again, and today we're going to get into a little bit of XFL football. Yeah, we have a crazy story for you. If it's your first time here, hey, I'm glad to have you. If you're a return viewer, thanks for coming back, and thanks for watching more videos. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And yeah, you'd really help out the channel. All you guys that have already subscribed, you know I love you. You know I love interacting with you guys in the comment section. And today we're going to feature a comment. And maybe we'll have a little Q&A with Tyler McKinney. Because Sean Connell, and Sean, if I pronounce your last name incorrectly, please let me know. But Sean has a really personal question that he's asking today, and one that that because of the type of person I am, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to answer that today. And Sean says, bro, do you play Pokemon? Your channel's, and then he says, your channel's name is the move called Reflect. Well, listen, we cover everything here, and Sean, no, I don't play Pokemon. Thanks for asking, though. Now, granted, my girls have tons of Pokemon cards, and I've never really sat down to actually look at them, to really play with them a whole lot. I've never even seen the Pokemon movie. Now, my brother used to watch the TV show and used to play and things, but I just never got into Pokemon. It was something that really never kind of appealed to me. Never been into that, but I'm not against it either. I think Pokemon's just fine. That's just kind of what it is. I never really got into the Game Boy games, and I never really got into whatever the Nintendo thing is, DS, whatever one you've got, Switch, whatever it is. But yeah, I never really gotten into the whole Pokemon thing. And that I know people love it. There's people who are just crazy about it. So yeah, no digs on Pokemon. I just don't play Pokemon, and yeah, I don't do it. Hey, but I appreciate the thought and the try. If you really want to know why my channel's named TM33 Sports Talk, it's because I couldn't really come up with anything else, so I just decided to take my initials, and my favorite number is 33. It was my number when I played football, when I played basketball, pretty much any sport that I played, and I still use it today if I do anything. So that's just kind of why the channel's named what it is. So there you go. All right, let's turn our attention real quick now to the XFL. We got a few stories that we're going to go ahead and we're going to cover today. Real quickly, I want to talk about it because we're finally starting to get some ideas and some things on fantasy football. You know, I've been doing a series on fantasy football, and I'll go ahead and I'll put a card up here to that series for you that you can go check that out, my thoughts on and doing fantasy football on the XFL. But it came out just the other day that pretty much DraftKings said, listen, on February 8th, we're going to have stuff for XFL. Do not worry. They went out and put that out. I think it was out on Twitter. That they put that out, and they said, listen guys, just bear with us. We will have stuff. We will have games for XFL. There will be fantasy things that you guys can do with the XFL. So it's kind of good news, especially for you guys who who like DraftKings and like to use that service and that. And so we will do in my series of videos, we'll definitely go through the different places that will be carrying XFL football. There's not a whole lot right now, and I'm hoping that there'll be more soon that I can get out to you guys, and that because I think that it'll be fun, especially if you can go online and play with other people. So the more of that stuff that comes out, I will definitely continue to let you guys know about it. All right, so that was kind of one story. The other, there's a couple stories and they both have to do with player acquisition and things of that nature. Is that the XFL, they've been doing a lot of transactions. Just crazy amount of transactions. I mean, we're getting like 10 team transactions a day, and I'm not talking, this isn't like 32 teams. We're talking about just 8 teams. And so, there's a lot of moving and a lot of shaking going on with that. So you can take it for what it's worth. I don't really know. I think that they're just trying to fill out their rosters and guys that they don't need. That's not not sitting on the team right, they're moving on quickly because they don't have a lot of time here. So I think that's pretty much it, that they don't have a lot of time, and so they're bringing guys in, and if they're not thinking it's going to work out, they're moving on quickly. That's just kind of the name of the game. That seems to be what they're doing. But I did get one tidbit thing. If you go to the XFL.com and you go to their transactions webpage, you'll see that, hey, Dallas, you guys finally got a tight end. Yeah, in a trade, they with Houston, they end up picking up a tight end that Houston, signed a day or so ago. I mean, it was crazy. The guy wasn't on the team for very long. Thankfully, the training camps, all of them are there in Houston, because if not, the guy would be on a flight from one place to the next, and I mean that would be crazy. Dallas and Houston aren't too far from each other, but still, you'd have to deal with all of that headache with the airports and all that stuff. That would be nuts. But sticking with the transactions and that, we had a huge trade after really, kind of all of the first week of training camp kind of wind down and everything like that. And we got a huge trade. So what happened was that LA traded Rashad Ross to Los Angeles, and Los Angeles traded Rashad Ross to DC, and DC traded Tre McBride to Los Angeles. And that is a huge deal here. I mean, we're talking about like trading one number one receiver for another number one receiver. And I don't know why they did this, and maybe it's just that these guys weren't fitting in the systems that they were fitting in. And I'm really surprised that DC let Ross go. If you watch the AAF, Ross was a monster in the AAF. I mean, this guy was making acrobatic catches. He was beating people off the line. He had breakaway speed. Half of the time, it was just like, why? It's like they couldn't get the ball to him enough. And I think in DC, he is just going to become a monster. He is now, for me, you adding him to that DC roster is just taking it and just another notch, another level. I mean, when you got a guy like Cardell Jones who can just sling the ball around the field, and you have Ross who can go grab it. Whoo, man, they are going to be dangerous, and so that's kind of crazy. And listen, Tre McBride is no slouch in and of itself. We just haven't seen him on the field. That's again, he's one of these guys who's been kind of just been lost on practice squads and down in the depth charts to where he hasn't been able to really prove himself. So I'd love to see him prove himself in LA. And now that he's got Josh Johnson to throw to him, he might really spark something in that. So yeah, I have no clue why this trade happened. It is weird and odd to me, because these are both really good guys that I think can contribute to both teams. So why they let them go, I have no clue. And we might never know. But if one of these guys really does become a star, it's kind of going to look bad on the other team that, hey, they traded him away and could have had somebody special. So it's kind of an interesting thing, and probably a talking point that will happen towards the end of the season, after we see what happens with both of these guys throughout the season. But that was a cool thing. So let's get to our final story, because this is the craziest one of the day. That's right, Ocho Cinco. Chad Johnson, Mr. Ocho Cinco himself, is trying out for the XFL. However, not where you would normally think as being a wide receiver. No, he's actually looking at doing it as a kicker, which is nuts, which is crazy in and of itself. But I wouldn't believe it had it not been for the fact that he actually, out on his Twitter, put a video of himself kicking a 60-yard, yes, I said that right, 60-yard field goal. Now, it's kind of hard to see. It was a Twitter, kind of video from somebody's phone and that with it. But he kicked a dang 60-yard field goal in practice, but, practicing, just there. But that is nuts. So the guy's got, he's flying out to Houston. He's going to be having a tryout with the XFL. Who knows, though? I mean, that's just nuts, and it's crazy. And, 42 years old, coming out and do it. Hey, bravo to you, Chad Johnson, because listen, to keep doing the thing that you love and keep having fun, with things. He's always been a guy that's just kind of been innovative, different things, having, starting businesses here and there, and really, been an entrepreneur and really kind of marketing himself and the way that he's done. He's done some crazy things, yeah. He's done some good things, yeah. But it's just been interesting, and this is another interesting endeavor. And hey, I hope that he does well, in the XFL, and hopefully he makes it, because I think that he'll be a draw for people to come and see him kick. And he is truly an athlete, and so to see that he can kick is not surprising to me. We've seen him do many different athletic feats, not just playing wide receiver, and so the man is a specimen, and for him to kind of continue on and have some more fun with this, I think that's cool. I like it. And the other thing is it's big publicity for the XFL. The XFL right now, granted, he's not going to be playing wide receiver, and I'm sure if he makes it on a roster, we're going to definitely see him making some stupid one-handed catches and stuff and showing the young bucks how it's all done and things like that. I think that'll definitely be happening. On Twitter and that type of a thing. But I think it's just a good thing for the XFL. It's, to have Ocho Cinco's name attached to the league, it just brings the interest level up, and so I think that's good for the league to get some more publicity. We're less than a month out, so that gets more people tuned in. It gets them back on front page news, people talking about them again. Last week it was all about the rules. This week now we get some Ocho Cinco noise going. It's good for the league. So all the way around, I think it's good. It's not bad stuff. It's a neat thing, and if he can kick, who knows? Sky's the limit. I mean, the guy, like I said, he's a specimen, and he's in really good condition. So, yeah, Chad Johnson, Ocho Cinco, yeah, he's definitely a specimen of an athlete. And if you remember, back when he was with Cincinnati, they did let him kick a couple times. He didn't do so bad. So, yeah, I just think it's a really neat thing. And it would be great to see him in the XFL. Go ahead and kick in the XFL this year, and maybe even get back into the NFL. I mean, think about that. A guy who's a retired wide receiver from the NFL at the age of 42, 43 years old, goes back into the NFL and now is kicking in the NFL. Such a neat story. I think it's... I think it's awesome. I think it's great, and it's just a testament to just Chad Johnson and his athleticism, and how he's kept himself healthy after playing in the NFL. So pretty cool story. The question is though, what do you guys think? What do you think about with Chad Johnson? I love to hear you down in the comment section. Hey, leave me some good comments, and if you got some questions too, let me know those, and I'll try to answer those in an upcoming video or in the comment section. All right, guys, I know that you're busy, and I know that I'm busy, so let's get on out of here. You have a good night. Bye.